Welcome back to the True Assassins podcast. You ready for another
I am.
addictive true crime story?
Always.
So today we're going to be looking at, well, you know those true crime stories? They're just like rips straight out of a spy thriller.
Yeah.
That's what we're looking at today.
Love it.
And today's story is especially wild because we're going to be looking at what happens when a double agent's mission gets very, very personal.
Ooh, that's a good one. I think anytime you bring in the personal element to a story like this,
Yes.
it automatically raises the stakes. It becomes a question of not just duty, but also like loyalty and family and all of those things that make us human.
Exactly. And that's what we're going to be exploring today.
I'm excited.
So to dig into this, we've got a case study
Okay.
that you sent over and also a couple of historical analyses
Right.
that tackle this
Yeah.
this very dilemma. So we're going to jump right in.
Awesome.
The case study focuses on this double agent named Alex.
Okay.
And he's receiving his very first assignment. He's given a dossier,
Oh.
which is basically a complete rundown of the target that he needs to eliminate. So seems pretty standard so far, right?
Yeah, like pretty typical spy stuff.
Yeah, totally.
Mm-hmm.
Except this dossier contains a twist.
Oh, I knew there had to be a twist.
Yeah, and Alex experiences like a flicker of recognition when he sees the target's details.
Yeah.
It's almost like a subconscious thing,
Interesting.
like a gut feeling that
that-
something isn't quite right.
Yeah, that little voice in the back of your head that
Mhm.
something's off.
And he can't shake that feeling.
Hmm.
So he starts digging deeper. And he's using every tool at his disposal. Intercepted messages, hacked records, anything to
Right.
uncover the truth behind this strange sense of familiarity. And that's when he uncovers the bombshell.
Uh-oh.
His target is his father,
Whoa.
a man he never knew.
That's heavy.
I know. Talk about a shock to the system.
Yeah, like your whole world just gets flipped upside down in a moment like that.
Yeah. And you know, this actually highlights something really interesting about the psychology
Yeah.
of a double agent's life.
What's that?
One of the historical analyses that you sent over
Mm-hmm.
actually talks about compartmentalization,
Right.
which is like
Oh, yeah.
the ability to separate
Yeah. Yeah.
your personal feelings
Yeah.
from your mission.
It's like building these mental walls to
Systematic.
keep everything separate.
It's fascinating,
Oh, it is?
but it's got to be incredibly demanding.
Yeah, like who can live like that for so long?
Right. So here's Alex,
Mhm.
trained to be this cold and calculating operative.
Mm-hmm.
But suddenly he's grappling with this like deeply personal connection to his target. So he's forced to make a choice.
Loyalty to his mission or protecting his newfound family?
Oh man, what a choice.
Answer, you know what he chooses.
I'm on the edge of my seat here. Tell me.
In that pivotal moment, the case study describes him staging a botched assassination attempt.
Really?
He fires warning shots to alert his father
Wow.
without actually harming him. So he's trying to warn him without blowing his cover.
Exactly.
That's clever.
And this actually resonates with something that we read about in the Lely's, the other historical analysis you sent over,
Yeah.
which is called a burn notice.
A burn notice. I've heard of that.
Yeah. And it's basically a way for spies
Hmm.
to subtly warn an asset of impending danger.
Oh, that's so sneaky.
It is. Really fascinating.
And it works.
So it works on his dad.
Yeah, because Alex's father,
Yeah.
even though he's a civilian,
Hmm.
he's not completely unfamiliar with this world.
Interesting.
He instinctively understands the message.
Wow.
He recognizes his son's attempt to protect him.
That's like a secret language?
It is
Like only they
a
understand.
secret language that only they understand.
Yeah.
But, of course, the case study throws another curveball.
Ugh, I knew it.
Another group of assassins,
Oh, no.
completely unaffiliated with Alex or his agency, arrives on the scene.
So now it's even more complicated.
Exactly. And suddenly Alex and his father
Yeah.
are in even greater danger.
Caught in this crossfire
Mm-hmm.
that they never anticipated.
They're way out of their depth.
Yeah. And this is where things get really intense
Oh, boy.
during the chaos.
Yeah.
A stray bullet hits Alex's father.
No.
And the case study describes like a complete shift in Alex's demeanor.
Oh, wow.
The calculated agent just disappears.
Yeah.
And this like fierce protector emerges.
Like a switch flips.
Yeah, it's almost primal.
That's wild.
Like this instinctive reaction to protect his father.
So powerful.
And the analysis that focuses on the psychology of espionage
Mhm.
It suggests that this type of response could actually stem from years of suppressed emotions that are just suddenly breaking free in a life or death situation.
Makes sense.
It really does make you wonder what's really going on beneath the surface
behind those walls
for these double agents. Anyway, the case study goes on to detail a brutal fight scene where Alex, fueled by this newfound purpose, just takes down his attackers one by one.
Wow.
He's injured, but ultimately victorious.
So he wins.
He does.
But at what cost?
Yeah. That brings us to what I think is the most striking part of the case study.
Yeah.
Which is the aftermath.
Okay.
It paints this really vivid picture
of
Alex, battered but triumphant, tending to his wounded father.
Yeah.
And their relationship at this point has fundamentally shifted.
It has to.
They're no longer just spy and target.
Yeah.
They're father and son, bound by this shared trauma.
That's so powerful.
And that's where the case study leaves us with Alex having to navigate this impossible situation, continuing his life as a double agent while also protecting his father and their shared secret.
So much pressure.
It's a pretty chilling ending.
It is.
Because it leaves us with so many unanswered questions, like how is he going to manage this double life? Is he going to be able to keep his father safe?
Exactly. And what about him? Like, what about his own mental state after all of this? It's got to take a toll.
Yeah, it really makes you think about the long-term ramifications of this kind of life.
For sure.
The emotional toll.
Yeah.
The constant fear of exposure.
Right.
Both of those historical analyses actually touch upon the high burnout rate among double agents.
It's understandable, though. It's a lonely, dangerous existence. You're constantly looking over your shoulder. You can't trust anyone.
Yeah, and that's what makes these stories so compelling. The moral dilemmas,
the
psychological pressures, the constant dance between deception and truth.
It's a recipe for a good story.
It really is.
But it's also someone's life.
So, what do you think? How do you think Alex is going to navigate this treacherous double life? Let us know your thoughts, and don't forget to rate and follow the True Assassins podcast. We'll be back tomorrow with another addictive true crime story from the world of assassins, spies, and hitmen.